Today's news, 17 under fire for giving rude response to fans and referring to them as bread and butter.
Recently, a Korean K-pop fan went to a fan meeting and autograph signing of the 17 members in Korea and came home with some post-it notes of words that some of the 17 members had written on. Please tell us what was written on the post-it notes.
Okay, so it was a post-it note from what I speculate. She wrote a post-it note, handed it over to the 17 members saying, "What am I to you?" Seungkwan responded with, "My bread and butter." And then it was passed off to another 17 member who knew she was a fan of Woozi and wrote, "Woozi fan." And then Wonu wrote, "Haha, Woozi fan," and handed it back.
My honest to God first reaction to this when I saw the article seriously was, it's very possible that the post-it notes are fake. Like they were fudged by some fan or some person and then just posted online. I am not here to say that they are fake or they are real. We don't know. But in scrolling through the comments on this particular article, a lot of people seem to agree with me, and I was looking at these comments after my own gut reaction. And a lot of people are writing that they think that it's fake and that this particular website is posting bullshit. Fake news. I don't know how to feel about that.
I personally, I don't know. I saw some things that people were upset about it, and I can understand how somebody could be kind of in outrage. Oh man, they said that I was their meal ticket. I'm their bread and butter. But like to me, I freaking love bread and butter. So if you wrote me a note, a love note, and it would be a love note. If you wrote me a post-it note that said like, "Good morning, my bread and butter" on it, I would love it. It'd be like my moon and stars on Game of Thrones. It's like, call me your bread and butter. Oh my gosh, I love bread and I love butter.
It does also show how different Korean fans or young Korean teenagers who like K-pop music differ from international fans in very many different ways. One of the things when we lived in Korea that used to mildly aggravate me was how much less experience Korean teenagers had to the experience that I had growing up, or not just me, but like that I saw a lot of people having. This is kind of a big jump here, making this comparison, but I'll never forget my first day of middle school, sitting on the bus on the way back to my house after the day had been completed. I mean, I was a little bright-eyed 6th grader, and there were 8th graders making out like full tongue and everything right in front of me. I mean, there was no internet or anything back then, and I was like, oh my God. You never saw teenagers making out. You never saw that in Korea. Like, you never ever saw that sort of thing. So I'm just saying, like, the amount of experience that they end up having, this is something that they might be outraged by, but nobody in America is going to be outraged if you write, "You're my bread and butter." It's just being honest.
It is honesty. That is definitely a jump I did not expect you to take. It kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop there, but yeah, it's, at least he was honest. Like, I respect an honest opinion. Yes, you might not like it, but what do you expect really? What did you want him to write? What am I to you? A fan.
Well,
what
nobody,
am I to you? A support system.
Yeah, nobody is offended by this here, but over there, the extreme difference in experience in life, things can be offensive because they just want the frosting on the cake. They don't want to know how the cake is made. They just want the nice things. They don't want the honesty. Like, people over there don't want the honesty at all.
Well, and I think there's something to people who fantasize or are fans of a certain group or a certain person. You get this whole cloudy aura looking through rose-colored glasses at them, and you expect them to be this amazingly perfect person who is living in your fantasy. You build up this image in your mind of who that person is, and it doesn't necessarily actually connect with who that person is in real life. And the other reason why this is getting a lot of flack is because what has also happened with fans in the past with 17, which is that they found fan letters that were unopened on the ground, falling out of the trash bags in front of where they live.
Who lives?
17 lives.
How do you know where 17 lives?
I don't know.
How do they know where 17 lives?
You think they're not getting stalked? They're 13 guys who live together and are famous K-pop stars. You think that there's fans who don't know where they live?
One of the things that used to draw me to certain students that were 20-something in my class were the ones that were seeking the honesty. I was generalizing before where I say all of them don't like the truth, but there's a pocket of them that really do, and then you see a lot of people there who are like ignoring the truth and just trying to get on with their day because life sucks. You know, I mean, there's just a lot of people who work hard over there in long hours. They get home, they don't have any free time. I'm just drawing out sort of what life is like over there. It's a little bit more grinding than I feel like it is here. I feel like Americans at this point are really soft. No, but we also experience a lot more diversity, not just in the people that we interact with, but just the way that life goes. And there, life is a lot of school and not a lot of other things. Personal relationships or romantic relationships are pushed way off into your 20s. Some kids are having them in their teens, so then you have this where they don't have any experience with a boy at all except for what they see on the computer screen or TV screen, and then they're offended by the slightest veer off of the main direct road in communication.
I will agree with that, because I did see that when I was teaching at the college level, because I did a lot of like one-on-one counseling with students, because that's part of what your job is as a teacher, is talking to students after class, and students come to you with their problems. And I had a lot of girls who were coming to me with guy problems because the guys weren't being like the guys are in dramas or what they wanted in their fantasies. And I had to be like, that's okay. This is reality, and this is the way that people are. I'm sure that, you know, you're not absolutely perfect as well. Baby, I love you like bread and butter.
Yeah, see, I'm okay with that. Comments if you'd be okay with that too. I like talking about this as if it were real. Whether this is fake news or not fake news is kind of irrelevant, because there's a lot to talk about if in fact this is true. And it very much could be true, and it very much could be fake. There's no way to really know. Comments down below how you would react to that sort of thing, or what you expect if you were to actually meet them. Click the like button. Thank you so much for supporting us. Click the bell for notifications. Check out the link to Kgal, and don't forget to subscribe for more Hallyu Back news. That's it. We're out of here. Hasta luego.
Bye. But what kind of bread? And salted or unsalted butter?
Salted.
Definitely salted.
Definitely salted.
Is it a crusty loaf though?
Whatever. It's French bread. It could be anything.